name is Danny.
And I'm Danny. And welcome to Soup Troupe Online.
We are so excited for this episode today, you guys.
We have a couple of wonderful guests, and I am super excited. Let me talk a little bit about Soup Troupe and how we started. So Soup Troupe began at Frenchwood's Festival of the Performing Arts in 2017, and every day there would be a new and improved soup. And see, we thought it was ridiculous that absolutely no one was talking about the soup of the day. So we decided that Danny and his work husband, Colwright Shaner, would begin a lovely collaborative effort called Soup Troupe. And we grew so big and amazing, and we decided that during the coronavirus, we had to bring our Soup Troupe online to homes near you. So thank you so much again for joining us today, and we are so excited.
We are so excited for this episode, you guys. We have two fantastic guests, but before we get to them, we want to talk a little bit today. You know, Danny, I have to ask you, what does soup mean to you this holiday season?
Danny, I'm so glad you asked.
Right.
See, if you've been to Soup Troupe before, you probably know that soup is a pretty big deal to Danny and I, and to the soup community. And you may ask, why soup? And I'm here to tell you, soup is not a food. Soup is an experience. Yeah. Soup is something that not only warms your soul, but warms your heart and your belly. And I think that the holiday season is no better time than to bring soups to your homes and bring your family together. So nothing is better than bringing a soup to bring the community together and warm your soul. So we love soup here. So Danny, tell me what soup means to you this holiday season.
First of all, that was gorgeous. I got a little teary. That was just a beautiful sentiment to our friend Soup. But I think in general, I love soup so much for that same, it brings people together. My mom has started making soups for twice a week, homemade from scratch. And now we make soup together. And it's this bonding moment that I think is really important in our family. Everyone likes a good soup. You can't hate all soup. You have to have at least a soup that you like. And so I think that that's something that really brings us all together. Especially right now, our world is, in divide, and soup is something that we can all agree upon. That's this fantastic thing that we've been gifted. So that's what soup means to me this holiday season.
Danny, that was so beautiful. I really, wow. We love soup here. Soup is the best.
We do. Well, with that being said, it is time to introduce our first guest of the episode. We are so excited to welcome Ms. Dame Sadie Seelert. She was Jane Banks in Mary Poppins on Broadway at the ripe young age she was. She was in CBS's Evil. She's been in workshops of Trevor the Musical and multiple things at Broadway Workshop. I've had the privilege of working with Sadie at 54 Below on my musical Hide and Speak, and we are so excited to welcome Sadie.
Hi.
Thank you so much for coming on Soup Troupe.
Oh, I'm so thrilled to be here.
Welcome. We're so happy to have you. So the first thing we like to ask all of our guests is, what is your favorite soup memory?
My favorite soup memory. Okay, that's a good one. I am a really big fan of a French onion soup at a diner on a bad day. I know that sounds a little bit off, but I don't know, diner French onion soup, something about it just really hits different. I don't know why I love it so much. But it's if you're having an off day, you go to a random diner and you order the French onion soup and the waiter's so confused and whoever you're with is so confused. And then you have a root beer on the side and it's such a weird order and everyone's just really thrown off, but you're really warm inside.
Yeah. Wow. I'm going to have to try that.
No, I'm serious. It's the best cure for a bad day.
Yeah, I'll PM you. I'll make sure they know.
Oh, no, absolutely.
So we know that you grew up as a child on Broadway. So talk a little bit about what that experience was like for you. What were the highs? What were the lows? What were some fun stories? And were there any soups that really helped, your journey in Mary Poppins?
Sure. So I started in Poppins when I was 9. And I was way too young to be doing that. I had no idea what I was doing. I was so clueless. Everyone else who were Janes and Michaels that I was with were 11, 12. I was young, but I was a tall, lanky girl all my life. So I was kicking it at a really young age. And I don't know, I have such lovely memories of working in Poppins and the people that I worked with. The kids share the fourth floor with whoever's playing Winifred. So there are just so many lovely memories of all of us like running around and being so rambunctious. It was so much fun. But Rosie Baker, who I did the show with, would actually often eat a matzo ball soup before the show from Juniors. And so I associate matzo ball soup with Rosie Baker now because she would always bring it in. Like it would always be right before or right after the show. Like she would finish and I'd be on standby and she would have that soup ready from Juniors, like hot and piping. And now I just associate matzo ball soup with like, I don't know, post show.
Oh, that is so lovely. I love Juniors. Just to like bring that back real quick.
Juniors, so good. So good. Never disappoints. That and Schnippers, I mean, like, come on. So easy.
You can't go wrong with Schnippers. That is an amazing place. All right. So we know that you are a Survivor super fan.
Oh my gosh, yes.
We would like to know, first and foremost, how did you get into that obsession? And secondly, do you have any, go-to binge watching soups?
Okay, wait. I'm obsessed with Survivor. I can't believe you just mentioned that. It was a thing that my family like did our whole lives. We like watched Survivor. I can from literally when I was an infant, like all I remember is like Survivor Wednesdays, 8 p.m. The show is on. Like there was a thing that my whole family did. We all had Survivor themed birthday parties growing up where we would pitch tents in the backyard and like have tribes and like do all these challenges. And one year, actually, this is so random. My sister was having a Survivor birthday party in the backyard and all of her friends were in the tent and my brother came in and sprayed a hose at all of them. Such a really random memory. But okay. I think I could go on for days about Survivor. If you haven't watched it, there's 2 seasons on Netflix right now, 20 and 28. They're both amazing. You have to get into watching it. Okay. There's also seasons 1 through 34 on Hulu. I can't even. I'm obsessed. This year has been like obviously I've been really theater deprived, but I've been really Survivor deprived too because there hasn't been new seasons and like I'm going crazy about it. Anyway, so I think a binge watching soup for me. Maybe a tomato bisque.
Ooh.
With like some toast on the side. Some like sourdough toast though.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Like a creamy tomato bisque.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Amy's tomato.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amy's is so delish.
Nice.
I also love the one that comes in like the box from Trader Joe's. That sounds really weird.
Right.
Had that before.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with Trader Joe's. They really have like all of it.
No, they hit in every category. Like they never disappoint. They also have those really good like miso soups.
Yes.
They're spicy misos that you just like, well, because ramen's obviously a soup.
Of course.
Broccoli cheddar from Trader Joe's is so good. When I got my wisdom teeth removed, that was like my go-to.
Yeah.
It was so good. Really, truly. And it's so funny because I just started watching Survivor. Like, because it came on Netflix. I started watching it.
Which season?
It's so good. It's great.
Which season are you watching right now? Here's with Villains or Cagayan?
I watched season 28 first, and now I'm watching season 20. But it's funny because my brother is now sending in an audition reel for Survivor.
Okay, look, it'll get you. It hooks you like that.
He thinks he can really like thrive on Survivor. So
naturally.
He's making an audition tape. I'll keep you posted on if he goes.
No, you must. Like I'm so invested. Wait, so did you love season 28? Sorry.
Amazing. So great.
Okay.
I love the show. I watch it with my family now. I can see why
it's a family watch. Did you have a binge watching soup when you're watching Survivor?
I did not have a binge watching soup. I feel like I should have.
Survivor and soup, it hits. You gotta get into it. You could also do like a coconut curry. Like, I don't know, that's like really weird, but then you're watching them eat coconuts on the island and you're like
machete. You gotta get the machete for the coconut.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
That's perfect. I can't believe Sadie Seelert has a binge watching soup and you don't, Danny.
I know.
I'm a little bit disappointed in that. I'll be honest. I'm let down by you, Danny.
Honestly, Sadie, I'm disappointed in myself. Okay.
Next week, my intro question to you will be, "What's your binge watching soup?" And I expect an answer. All right, moving on. Sadie, we know you've done a lot of directorial work. So what got you into that? And if you had to direct a soupical, what would your vision be? What do you see?
Ooh, a soupical. Okay. Okay, so I got into directing just because. So I've been doing Broadway workshop shows for years. I've worked with Mark since I was like 10 years old. I've known him for so long, and he's such a fantastic director. And I kind of this last fall, I was just looking for something to do pretty much. I was, I guess, taking a gap year, but like not really because like I'm not going to school. But anyway, I'm just taking a gap life. I don't really know. I'll become a gap model, maybe. I don't know. But I decided to reach out, and I assistant directed the high school. I guess it was the pilot production of the high school version of Head Over Heels. So we workshopped the original production, and we like cut down what we thought should cut down. We made it a 1 act, so it's like 90 minutes. It was amazing. It was so fun to work on. I didn't know the show at all going into it, but Mark is just so fantastic. He is like exceptional to work under, and the two of us have such a lovely working relationship, which was fantastic. So we did Head Over Heels in the fall, and then I worked with him again for the main stage Chicago, which was unfortunately not able to happen. We were like 2 weeks out, and it was so amazing. Yeah, so that's how I got into that, and I'm so glad I have. I think that's something I really want to start steering my life towards now, which is weird that I can like even say that, but I don't know. I'm an adult now. But yeah, I don't know. I think there's just something about like, I think assisting is my thing. I don't think I could actually step into the big shoes and like call a show mine, but I'm really good at like nitpicking and figuring out what needs to work. Yeah, I love it. I really do. Anyway, okay, so I'm directing a Soupical.
Yes.
Gosh. Okay. I think it has to be like a pasta fagioli. Is that how you even say that?
I think it's pasta fagioli.
Fagioli? I don't know, but I think like I've had it maybe twice in my life, but it's struck such a chord with me that I'm mentioning it now. I think like the pastas. Okay, so there's so many pastas that you can put into a pasta fagioli, and there's also like beans in there, I think, and it's like a tomato base. So I'm seeing a huge, kind of like a Moulin Rouge type set. It's going to be big. It's going to be huge. This isn't something stripped down. It's massive. It's the hit of the season. It's a gigantic deal. All these pastas are like a huge chorus. They're incredible. It's an ensemble of fantastic dancers. You've never seen such dancing like this. And there's this one bean who is the lead, and they're the best bean. And what more can I say?
So my follow-up question is, so you're sitting, with Kelsey and Co., and you're casting this like anyone you want, like open calls, equity, Broadway. Who is the bean?
The bean?
I like, honestly, I want to say that I want to do a big open call and cast like an 85-year-old woman who no one knows.
Like introducing Joelle.
Introducing this woman.
Yeah.
Introducing woman bean.
Yeah, introducing the bean. Okay? The bean. Okay?
Right.
But nobody knows her.
No.
Nobody knows her, but she's like a very old woman. With a powerhouse voice. And it's just like she's like on a smoke break half the time. She's like, I'm the queen. Like she's like her whole thing. She hobbles on stage and she's just like, I'm the bean. And then all these dancers are like, she's the bean. That's what's gonna happen. I feel like really strong about this vision now. I'm like really seeing it.
That's really good.
How do you introduce like such an old woman? Like it's never been done before, but it's gonna be done. This is like the kind of thing that you would like pull out a star and like throw like Patti LuPone into this. But Patti LuPone would never be the bean. That's way below her. But this woman is going to. So okay. So of course Patti turns down the role. Chelsea wants her. Bernie wants her, but Patti doesn't want it. And unfortunately, so they're like, you know what? We're gonna introduce someone. This is it. This is the role. And then, whoever this woman is, she goes on to win a Tony. She has a huge career for 10 years before she kicks it. And Patti LuPone is the biggest mistake of her life.
Right. And then really awkwardly, she comes in as the replacement for the tour or something.
Oh, totally. She's like, oh, I miss the beam. I'm like, what a waste. Biggest mistake of my career. Like she's devastated about it for years.
Right.
Of course, obviously. Of course.
Yeah.
That was honestly, I'm all in. I would invest. I would totally invest
I
in
mean,
the
who wouldn't? I mean, it's you're introducing this new, like,
of course.
she's a starlet.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Coming to new world stages when Broadway is safe again.
Of course.
Yeah.
Amazing. So our next question is, you've been involved in Broadway since you were so young, and we want to ask if you have any advice for like young performers who are hoping to be like you one day. And also, what soup would you recommend to young performers to become their best Broadway selves?
Okay. I think the only advice I can give young performers is to just know, I guess you can't know who you are as a kid, but just like find your favorite things about yourself and make that your entire brand, kind of. Because like, I think especially now, there's so many people in this business and there's so many people who are fantastic and wanting to do this. And the way you stand out is just being yourself. Like when I was auditioning for Poppins, there was like a callback. I literally had one singular audition. I've never heard of that ever existing to be in the world ever. I think they must have been desperate for a replacement. Well, they were, because Rachel was leaving to go do another show. Basically I like someone that I knew who like had directed me once as a kid was like, hey, there's this callback for Mary Poppins. I'm getting you in the door. I don't know how the hell this happened. Okay. I have no idea how I got there. I was like I just signed with a manager that I got from like one of those showcase things. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. And I was doing the Ruthless callbacks like a week before.
I love Ruthless.
Okay, so Ruthless was like supposed to be this like big thing, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm in the final callbacks for Ruthless. It was like my first ever professional audition. I don't know who the hell I was. Like I was like, and they made us come dressed up and like prepare a full dance routine to I Was Born to Entertain. It was the craziest audition process I've ever had. It was like me and 4 other girls, and I was like, how did I get here? I was like in the Telsey office, like just like tap dancing, like it was ridiculous. Anyway, like a couple weeks after. I got this call for this Poppins callback, and I was like, you know what? Of course I'll go. They also had us dress up. I think maybe that's like a thing they just did with kids. I don't know. But I went, and it was like a callback with like 15 to 20 girls, and we were all just had one side, and one song, and we're supposed to bring our own song. And they had us doing like all these improv games and stuff. And I remember it was like, oh, like act like any age, and all these girls were acting like babies, and I was walking around being like, Cheryl, where are my dentures? Like because I've just always been like a really wacky kind of gal. Like I don't really know, and so that was, I think, what ended up setting me apart was that I was just so I just had so much individuality as a kid, and I think especially as a child actor, that is the way that you get places. Like you just have to unapologetically be yourself, and like also dance really well now, and like know a lot of things. Like I really missed the whole Broadway kid boom. Like I came right before like the Matilda and like Christmas Story, like all of those shows came in with so many kids, and it was just it's become a whole different thing now to be a Broadway kid, whereas before it was like a couple of us like hanging out at like some like lounge being like, we're Broadway kids, this is fun. But like now it's like this whole big thing, and it's become gigantic. I totally missed that question. Oh my gosh. Also at that callback, I literally showed up, and I was supposed to be, I had prepared to sing Not for the Life of Me. That was like, you know, you prepare a song as a child. I got into the callback, and I started hearing the other girls sing at 9 years old. And I was like, I'm switching my song. Let me flip through my book. And I sang the callback music from the Ruthless callback 2 weeks ago. That I don't even think was, I don't even know. I don't know. I literally sang a callback music from another show. I booked it. I was like, who am I? Well, because some of the other girls from the Ruthless callback were there. So I was like, let me show them who's boss. Like, I'm going to sing this callback song. And then I guess it worked out. I don't really know. Yeah, I don't know who I was. I was like, I thought I must have been on something. Like that's what I'm saying though. Like as a kid, I just went for it. And I was so unapologetic about it. And I think that's what you have to do as a child actor. I don't know. Oh, the soup. The soup. To be a successful child actor, the soup. I think just a good chicken noodle. You can't go wrong. Like a hearty chicken noodle, like homemade too. Yeah, no, you can't go wrong. Like that's every kid. You have to have chicken noodle. Homemade has to be.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, of course. Amazing. So now is the time where we are going to start our Q&A section.
Okay.
So if you have any questions for Sadie, please leave them down below in the comments section, and we will hopefully get to all of them.
Oh, goodness.
All right, this first one comes from Eliana Grooveman. She says, what superpower would you most want to have?
In general, I think I would really want teleportation.
Okay.
I think I'm late for everything. It would be really efficient for me. It would be a big time saver. I could go anywhere I wanted to. Obviously not right now, but you know, I think that sounds like a good superpower to me. I don't think I could handle being like invisible or having telepathy. That's a lot for my anxiety. I don't think I could do that. Also, flying is like, it's nice, but I don't think I'd use it enough. I think I'd teleport everywhere. And it'd be really cool. Oh, and if I were like holding hands with someone, they could teleport me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Amazing.
Elia Chase says, what soup would Mary Poppins make as a kid?
Okay. So she's British. What's a big soup in Britain?
A couple episodes ago, we're trying to figure out a British soup, and we couldn't. Like, we just figure one out.
Something like a potato leek.
Ooh,
I don't know why that's just resonating with me right now, but
yummy.
I don't know. I feel like a potato leek, right? Like that's got to be a British thing. It's got to be, because it's definitely not a regular thing here. So it's got to be something over there.
Right.
Of course.
Emma Riley says, what kind of performer do you think Broccoli Cheddar would be?
Wow. Okay. Broccoli cheddar. Broccoli cheddar is eccentric. Broccoli cheddar packs a punch. Yeah. Broccoli cheddar is savory and flavorful and reliable. I think broccoli cheddar is like your dance captain who just got the gypsy robe. Like I think broccoli cheddar is consistent, reliable, very good. A standout, obviously. They're a standout in the ensemble. But I think I think broccoli cheddar gets overlooked. So I don't think broccoli cheddar would necessarily be the star of the show. I don't think broccoli cheddar would be in himself, but I think that broccoli cheddar is in it to win it.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
Yeah, she's one of the noodles behind being like kicking.
No, totally. Or broccoli cheddar is like someone who runs like a really good improv group, and like does UCB shows and is hitting the town.
I'm totally here for that. I agree with you there.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, this is our last question of the day, and it comes from Miss Cece Cronin. She says, Sadie, would you rather eat salty chicken noodle soup or good cheesy French onion soup on a date?
See, this is difficult. So French onion soup is not necessarily a date soup. While it is one of my favorite soups, it's a little bit messy. But the salty chicken noodle, I don't think I'd be able to mask the distaste on my face. So I feel like I would just have to go all in with the messy French onion and just go for it and really just go for it. You know, I think the most reliable soup for a date is a miso.
Yeah,
I really do, because it's consistent.
For sure.
Everyone likes miso soup.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, we had Damon J. Gillespie on in our very beginning, and he said never in a million years would he be having soup on a date. He just wouldn't. But then I don't remember who it was, but someone opposed that.
Oh, I oppose that completely.
I'm letting them know what they're getting themselves into, like soup on first date, and if they're not, for it.
No, if someone doesn't like soup, you can't date them. If someone's not into the soup, that's a huge red flag. Immediately no. Immediately no.
You know, any suitors, my first thing, I'm like,
no.
Your favorite soup, and then we find out.
If you're a potential suitor, come on.
If you have the same favorite soup as someone, it's honestly a match for me.
It's on. That's it. Like that's how you know that you're soulmates. Yeah. If they're like, yeah, I just love broccoli cheddar in a bread bowl, and then you'd be like, whoa, like this is it. Like you're the one for me. No, I'm serious. Like how could you not?
Well, Sadie, thank you so much for being here today. That is all the time we have for questions, but we are so grateful for you to come on our show. So thank you. We hope you had a super time.
This was so much fun. I had the most super time of ever. It was amazing.
Yeah. Well, everyone at home, please join us in giving Sadie a 1, 2, 3. Where
here for you.
Oh, wow. That meant a lot. That hit during the pandemic. That was really good.
Thank you so much, Sadie. We'll see you soon.
Thank you, guys.
That was Sadie Seelert. You simply must follow her on Instagram at Sadie Seel, SADIESEEL. We are so excited to see all the things she does during and post-pandemic, and you simply must stay up to date with all of that. That being said, we are so very excited to welcome our next guest, Mr. Sir Chaz Wolcott. Chaz Wolcott is known for many things, most notably being on the Newsies national tour. He's done the Cats national tour. He's been on So You Think You Can Dance, CBS's King of Queens. He's been on HBO's High Maintenance, and so much more. He's a wonderful teacher at Broadway Dance Center, and we are so very excited to welcome Mr. Chaz Wolcott.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
How are you?
Amazing. Thank you so much for coming on Soup Troupe.
My pleasure. My honor. Really.
So happy to have you here. So again, the first question we like to ask all of our guests is, what is your favorite soup memory?
I mean, so from childhood, I immediately go to, my mom used to make this vegetable soup, which I don't even really remember all the things that were in it, but like it was like a tomato base, like a tomato soup base with like, there was like beef and veggies, and oh, it was so good. But I feel like if it's like a cold day in the Midwest, we would just eat this soup. And I think back to my childhood, so it's like happy, like childhood memories. But as an adult, a pre-show chicken pot pie soup from Zoop in the Midwest is like what I need to warm myself up, warm up the cords, warm up the body, get myself ready for like a winter show in the Midwest on tour, you know?
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't had Zoop, Z-O-U-P, okay, people in the
I have
comments.
had soup.
Okay, Midwest people know what I'm talking about. It is literally the greatest establishment in America. It is a restaurant dedicated to soups.
I'm gonna have to like find someone I know that lives in the Midwest and pretend that I'm like visiting them, and then just go to Zoot.
Yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it. It's amazing. There's such a great selection.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so we know that you were on the national tour of Newsies. So you had to have traveled, selling papes, dancing your heart out all across the country. What was your favorite city that you traveled to, and what was your favorite soup from that city? Or what is your favorite soup city different from your favorite city? You know, up to you. Choose your adventure. And we know that the fansies give a lot of gifts. They were very generous. Did you ever get a soup or something soup reminiscent?
Wow. Okay. So favorite city I traveled to was probably San Francisco. Just because I'd never really got to spend time there. We were there for a month, which was a dream. Can't say that I recall a soup from San Francisco. However, I'm going to top that with my other favorite city, which was New Orleans, and the gumbo, which I think is a soup. It counts as a soup, right? Okay. So that, I'd never had it. So my very first gumbo experience was like in New Orleans, which is a dream. Nolans, excuse me. And that would probably be like one of my favorite like local soup moments. And then somewhere else in the South, I feel like it was like Greenville, South Carolina. I had like a chicken and dumplings soup, which is like similar to chicken and noodle, but with, oh man, oof, but like Southern, you know what I mean? And then, like I said, chicken pot pie soup from Zoop, all over the Midwest, chicken pot pie in a soup. I mean, how could you ask me? There's like a topping, like a bread, oh my goodness. And that was like hitting it in like multiple cities. And I would go every single day in like Cleveland, Chicago, Columbus. Like there were so many places in the Midwest. I think Detroit, but anyway, it was everywhere. And then the fansies, I did get a Zoop gift card because my Zoop love was apparent on social media, apparently. I've kind of like always been really into food. My like 2020 claim to fame, not fame, but like what I've been doing is like chatting with people with snacks in my hand. So like we're very much like copacetic people. Everything is really about, you know, the food that's going into my body. So yeah, I got a few Zoop gift cards on tour actually because people just knew. And I mean, it's hard to like give Zoop as or soup as a gift, you know what I mean? Because like warmth and wind, you know.
Yeah. Of course.
I mean, it'd be weird at the stage door because it would have been like sitting in their purse for the whole show. I feel like that's hard. But it was hard and it worked and I used it. You know what I mean? So
Of course.
yeah.
That is so, I was not expecting to get that answer, but I'm not disappointed. That sounds delightful.
Yeah, those fansies are they're the best. I mean, we were so lucky to get so many like really thoughtful, like creative gifts. And still, like, I still have people like, they'll like draw pictures of me and like with their amazing artwork and abilities and they'll like post them. Oh my goodness. So still, I still get like digital gifts all the time.
Oh,
it's crazy.
that is
They're
so
the most creative and like sweet people in the world.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we want to ask you, what was it like being on So You Think You Can Dance? And can you tell us a little bit about how you keep your body in tip-top shape to be dancing every day? And are there any soups that ever help you in like your recovery?
Ooh, yeah, absolutely. Okay. So You Think You Can Dance was a whirlwind experience. Super crazy. There was definitely a craft services moment, like a lunch moment while filming So You Think You Can Dance, where I definitely only ate the tomato soup because I don't know, I just felt like I needed, I don't know, just what I needed. So tomato soup would probably be one of the things that helps your body. I feel like a chicken noodle, like you can never go wrong with something like, you know what I mean? I'm also like a broccoli cheddar stan like you are. And, but maybe even the veggie soup I was talking about, like my mom, like that gotta be, you know, gotta be good for the body. Keeping yourself in tip-top shape. I feel like I'm not the expert on that. So I'll defer that question to like a fitness professional, but soup, that's the right answer here, right?
Yeah.
You have to eat soup every day.
It's true.
It's very true.
Chilies, gumbos. Yeah.
A soup a day keeps the pain away.
That's what they say.
I feel like it does, though. I feel like there's like a warming aspect that happens with soup that is good for the body. Like it's got to be good. I don't know. I feel like it's good for the voice. It's good for, I don't know if it really is, but like it feels like it is. Psychologically, you're like, I'm warm now. I feel, you know, complete and wholesome and taken care of, you know?
Absolutely. So this just in, Broadway Dance Center has decided that they are launching a new soup station for the studio, for, you know, the students and the teachers to have easy access to gourmet soups. And, you know, they had a big conference room, you know, really long table, really serious, like Mr. Broadway, Mr. Dance, and Mr. Center are sitting there, and they're like, and Ms. Center, let's say, and they're like, we want Chaz Wolcott to be, you know, the consultant on that. So you obviously graciously accept. Thank you, Mr. Broadway, Mr. Dance, and Ms. Center. And what soups are you putting on this menu? We have to know. And what is the station called? What style of dance would, you know, would be best for these soups? You know,
This is, first of all, a great idea. I'm going to talk to BBC about it tonight. When we're back in person, I feel like this would be a great welcoming thing, you know, for all the students. I feel like Broadway Dance Center is like a world experience. So like the coolest thing about working there is the other people that work there with me. Like every day I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe you're here right now. I like sort of fangirl about it. So, and they're from all over the world. Like some of my favorite like tap teachers are from South America. Like they're just, it's so many like, you know, so I feel like it would be a rotating menu of like international soups. So like to like, you know, lift up the Broadway Dance Center students experience and not just give them, there'd be like a staple like chicken and noodle for the basic girls from Wyoming who come and like want to just have a basic chicken and noodle, or like, you know, you're a New Yorker and you've had a tough day and you're like, just want chicken noodle. But there would be like 5 other options that rotate that would be like for all international and like prepared by international restaurants in Hell's Kitchen so that they're like authentic. You know what I mean? Like a Spanish, like an Italian, like just all these like in South America, please. Like I was gonna say, like I've traveled a lot, but I really am not good about soups internationally because it makes me a little nervous. Because if I can't read the menu like in the language, I'm like, what's in the soup though? You know what I mean? It's like easier to figure out what's in like a pasta or something than it is in a soup. There's like 27 ingredients. I'm like, but what if one of them is, you know, something I don't eat? Anyway, so this would be a great experience for me because I could, get all these international soups. So I think it'd be like an international rotating soup station.
Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, I think it's like kind of a great marketing campaign. I'll talk to them about it.
Okay,
Of course.
great.
I'll talk to Mr. Broadway and Mr. Dance in the center about it.
Of course.
Well, we would love to help cut the ribbon if,
Oh, you guys would obviously be the ones that actually decide the menu and the, who has the right to be in the Broadway Dance Center lobby.
Right.
Yeah, as soup consultants, we're always here for you. If you ever need anything about soup, we're here. Yeah.
We know. And that's what I think is so great about this. We all needed this. We needed a consultant.
Yeah.
You guys have provided that service for us.
Of course. We'll also work for free because it's a fun soup experience.
As long as you get a taste test, right?
Yeah, as long as we can taste the soup, of course.
Yeah. Lifetime supply
Of soup. All right, Chaz, it is time for a game. This is the first time we are premiering this game. This game is called Dance That Soup. And for this game, what we will be doing is we are going to give you a soup and you will tell us what style of dance you think that soup would thrive in.
And only if, because I can see on your face that you're waiting for us to say it. If you feel so inclined as to showcase, one specific soup, by all means, but no pressure.
No pressure on dancing the soup physically, but if you really want to, if you're so excited about it, please go for it.
I'm really glad that I decided to put pants on because I thought about just wearing sweatpants on half of my body, but now I'm thrilled. So I did. There's jeans. It'll, if I'm moved, if it's going to depend on the prompts, you know what I mean? So,
all right. Wolcott, you are about to play Dance That Soup, and away we soup. Chicken noodle soup.
Yes, absolutely. Just a good old like the warm up would be sensible, good old classic Luigi Maddox jazz.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Next, we have broccoli cheddar soup.
Okay. I feel like broccoli cheddar. Oh man, it's creamy, and I love broccoli cheddar soup. What would the style of dance be? Maybe ballet? Because I don't know. I don't know that any ballerina would eat broccoli cheddar soup. But I feel like it's a wholesome. I'm gonna stick with ballet. I'm gonna say ballet. It's like a tendu soup.
Yeah, absolutely. What about chicken tortilla?
Okay, now see, this is exciting. So chicken tortilla's got a little kick to it. So I feel like I see the brand ambassador of chicken tortilla soup being Cheetah Rivera. So she would be lungy, you know what I mean? She would be or that emoji with the red dress. That's the chicken tortilla soup. So salsa or Cheetah Rivera, who does not do salsa, but Cheetah Rivera / salsa.
Amazing. I love that. Next, we have Italian wedding soup.
Okay. I feel like it's a waltz. You're you know what I mean? You're at an Italian wedding and you're waltzing around with your loved one. I'm gonna stick with, but no, it's actually waltzing with your grandmother.
Okay, got it.
It's a class.
Yeah.
Right.
You can bring the generations together,
Right. Of course.
Only a waltz with your grandmother at a wedding could.
Perfect.
Yeah, right. Have to, must do.
Yeah.
Tomato soup.
I'm gonna go with tomato soup. How many more are there? Because I want to save one.
There's two more. There's this one and then one more. So.
Okay, tomato soup. I'm gonna say is tap because without it. You can't live without tomato soup and you can't live without tap, and they both start with T, and they're both good for the body. It has to be tap. Tomato soup has to be tap.
Amazing. Sure. So our last soup is matzo ball soup.
I should have known. All right, so matzo ball soup is. I have no idea, you guys. It's whatever you want it to be. It's it's point. It's. I was gonna say it's a TikTok dance, but matzo ball soup was not the right one for that. You know what I mean? Matzo ball. It's but that one didn't work. It has to be.
Can we please start that? Like, Chaz, I'm putting it in your lap.
You.
You need to make that audio and make that TikTok, please.
Okay, I'll work on it. I don't know that it'll go viral, but you know,
Just for us.
it'll still be super.
We'll feature it on the page if you do it. I promise. That will be a full post for you. Amazing. Well, congratulations, Chaz. You have completed Dance That Soup.
That was a tough game. Stressful.
You did amazing. You crushed it. That was awesome.
Wonderful. All right, so it is the time of day in which we have our Q&A section for Mr. Chaz Wolcott. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below, and we will try to get to as many as we can. This first question is going to come from Maeve Reese. She says, what soup do you think best represents 2020?
Oh man, I don't think there is a soup because soup is delicious and wonderful, and that is not how I would describe 2020. Let's see. Are there any blue soups? I don't think so.
Last episode we mentioned glass soup.
I knew that was.
Is it blue?
It's not blue, but it's like a sad soup. Like it's just glass, or like
It's like in a bowl.
that idea was made up by the Tyler Mount from the Tyler Mount vlog. So
Tyler Mount. So I actually did the Tyler Mount vlog show, and he made me do this smoothie challenge where we put these horrible ingredients into a smoothie and we had to drink it, which by the way, I drank all of them and he couldn't drink any of them. So I just want to point that out. Tyler still made me do that and then couldn't drink it himself. I drank his. Anyway, that would be the soup of 2020. The taste of Dorito mixed with tomato paste, mixed with whatever else, olives, I think. There was horrible ingredients. Find it on YouTube, look it up. That would be the soup of 2020, that smoothie. Because it was very soup-like, but it was heinous.
Chaz, we need to talk to you because last episode, Tyler Mount pitched that idea to us about a soup game, and that was the game. And it's so crazy now that you're on our episode telling us about the exact game that you played with Tyler Mount.
Yeah, the smoothie challenge. It was the worst. It was so gross because we had these little bags like this, and they had things inside of it, and you had to pick the bags, and then you had to drink whatever you picked. Oh. It was a thing that went around YouTube. Horrible, but it would be a good soup. It would be a good soup for 2020, not a good soup. But a good soup.
Yeah, absolutely. This next
blue potato soup that would also be in 2020 because there was a blue wave, which was the one highlight of 2020.
Yes.
Yeah. This next question comes from Elia Chase. She says, if Newsies was a soup, what soup would it be and why? Bonus, what soup would be the best dancer in the show?
Okay, so I'm gonna go for the bonus too, don't worry. But I feel I would say chicken broth would be the Newsy soup because it's poor and so basic. You know what I mean? They don't have anything worth it. So it would be just a broth. Maybe not even chicken. Maybe it's worse, beef broth, which I feel it's even more basic. And then if the best dancer in the show, what soup would it be, right?
Yeah.
I like a fajita or something spicy, a spicy chili because they're spicy with their little dance moves, and they have lots of different ingredients and abilities, and they don't some people are intimidated by them.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you're looking at Chaz, I have to tell you, if you're looking for, that chicken broth or that beef broth, and you don't know, where to get a quality sampling of those, they sell in the city at Brodo Broth Company, these coffee cups of broth, essentially. And they're wonderful, and we are absolutely big fans of Brodo here.
Yeah, so this is our 17th episode and our 17th plug of Brodo Broth Company. For those of you who are Soup Troupe veterans or have been here several times, as you know, we mention it every single episode in hopes that one day we can be sponsored by Brodo Broth Company.
Brodo, let's go. Where are we? What are we doing?
Yeah. I'm putting it
How
up
can we not be the ambassadors?
At Brodo.
at Brodo on Instagram.
If any of you know Mr. and Mrs. Brodo, could you just refer them our way and maybe send us an email,
Or Mr. and Mr. Brodo or Mrs. and Mrs. Brodo, whatever the situation is. Or maybe it's a single Brodo, and that's great too. Single life is fantastic.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yes.
Maybe that's why they're not responding. Maybe it's a single woman and she's upset because you've always said Mr. and Mrs.
That could be it.
I'm so sorry, Brodo.
Just crack the code. Okay, so this is kind of a part 2 from Sadie's question, but Eliana Groovman asks, what soup would you take on a date, and how would you woo this specific soup? So we're not taking the soup. Oh no, we're taking the soup on a date.
I would take so I'm from Ohio originally, and like an Ohio staple is like a chili, like Cincinnati version of a chili. Which is not, if you haven't had like Ohio like Skyline chili or something of that nature, it's not necessarily just Skyline, but an Ohio chili, it's different than like the chili that you people think are chili. Anyway, so it would be to like a place that served Ohio chili. Wait, am I taking the soup on a date or a person on a date with a soup?
You're taking the chili on a date.
Okay, well, that's still who I would take on a date. But if I was taking a person, I would test them if they like the chili from Ohio, because if you don't like Ohio things, you're not going to like me.
Wow. Yeah.
Got it.
What was the second part of that question? I don't even remember.
How would you woo the soup?
Oh, how would I? Oh, I mean, you don't even have to. It would be so easy to. Oh, sorry. See, I'm still on the wrong question. That would be how I woo the person, because they would just love the chili because it's so good. Okay, but how would I woo the chili? I would probably impress the chili with my Ohio knowledge. I'm a huge Ohio State Buckeyes fan, so I'd probably have like 37 layers of Ohio State paraphernalia on. I would be able to like sing the Ohio State song. I would be able to identify all of the facts about Ohio. I'm an Ohio stan. Sometimes they disappoint us in elections and things, but you know, it's okay. I'm still a fan. It's my home. I feel connected there. My family lives there. It's where I learned to dance and sing and act, you know, so like I got to give Ohio props for what they've got. So I would impress the Ohio chili with my knowledge of Ohio to see if they would like accept me as like an honorary, like, you know, figure of Ohio, like they are.
Amazing. That is beautiful.
Thank you.
All right, Chaz, that is all the time we have today. Thank you again so much for coming on our show. We had a lovely time and so many wonderful ideas. Like, we have to contact Broadway Dance Center, of course. We need to contact Cheetah Rivera on her soup dance. So it's a lot of things we have to do, a lot of homework for you. So thank you again for coming on our show, and we really appreciate it.
You guys are so fun. Thank you so much. You guys are just a joy to watch and to be on. So thanks for doing this.
Of course. Thank you so much. Well, everyone at home, please welcome us in giving Sir Chaz Wolcott a 1, 2, 3.
We're here for you.
Thank you. We need it in 2020. I'm here for all of you too. Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
That was Chaz Wolcott. You simply must follow everything he does. He's always posting TikToks and Broadway dance reels all the time. You must follow him at Dancin' Chaz on Instagram, on TikTok, on Twitter. He's everywhere. We are so, so happy to have had him. And with that being said, that was another lovely episode of Soup Troupe Online. If you liked this, which I know you did because you're still here and it's been 49 minutes, you should follow us on Instagram at Soup Troupe Official, like us on Facebook at Soup Troupe Online, and like and subscribe to this video down below.
If you would like to, you can read more about Soup Troupe Online on BroadwayWorld.com. The link is in the description below.
Yes, and with that being said, this has been so, so fun. My name is Danny.
And I'm Danny. And this has been
Soup Troupe Online.
Everyone join us in a 1, 2, 3. Have a super day.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you soon.
Fourth official day of the Soup Club. So Soup Club is where we get the soup at lunch and we talk about it. My opinion was that I enjoyed the broth. It was too thin. I didn't get enough of it.
The spice is actually helpful to all sweet today. That's no more different. That's why.
I give it a 3 out of 5 stars. 3 this is a solid 3.75.
Soup Troupe is really inclusive, and Soup Troupe is a place where everybody can just come and talk about soup when it's good, and also complain about soup when it's bad, because we all deserve a good bowl of soup in our lives.
Danny
Thank you, Soup Troop.
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 My name is Danny.
And I'm Danny, and welcome to Soup Troop Online.
Oh, hi there.
Oh, hi!
Hi.
What's up?
Hello.
Hi! Hi!
Hey!
Guys, I'm so excited to be on Soup Troop.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey.
It's me!
Hi. Hey.
Yeah.
Hi guys,
Hi.
it's me. I'm here. Hi guys.
Soup